Hello and welcome to Brave Soul's Full Dive, where today we'll be taking a look at a character that I've been waiting for since they announced that manga characters were gonna be a thing. I'm talking about the manga iteration of Nemu, who admittingly did take a lot longer to become a character than I would have hoped. Nevertheless, we have her, so it's time to see what this character's made of. Now, unlike most of the characters that I've done a full dive on, I did not 10-10-10 her, yet. That said, you really don't need to for this character to be a powerhouse. She's got a really high SP Frenzy, and on top of having a strong attack recharge link, she also has Berserker, which is essentially like having the strong attack damage link as well, since they both increase it by 20%. She's also got Havoc, meaning that the range on her strong attacks increases, and you really get to take advantage of that under this build, since you have a strong attack recharge of 45%, meaning that you get to spam your strong attacks non-stop. This was easily one of the fastest times I've ever cleared a quest. I've actually had brave battles that last longer than this one raid did, and it was largely thanks to the range in her strong attacks. Unfortunately, under this specific build, you can't really take advantage of the whole 10-10-10 thing, since 2 out of the 3 links aren't power. Still, for those who don't have 10-10-10, this is the best possible build for this character, at least in terms of links. Now we move on to the wrong build of this character, and I actually quite enjoy her normal attacks. Unfortunately, she only has a plus 20 bruiser, but that's why the wooden sword exists. Now in my opinion, this build is pretty fun, however it's significantly slower than the last build. Luckily, Nemu still has the ability to flash step multiple times, and the strong attack still deals some damage due to her really high attack. Now that's not to say it's a slow build, because it's not. It's just slower than the previous build. Like I said, she does deal heavy damage, and she actually has some really good reach on her normal attack. Thanks of course to her long reach. Now if you don't have good SP accessories, it's not a bad build to use. And I'd say that even if you do have them, go ahead and try it since it is actually pretty fun. Now next is the Aizen Build, a build I actually contemplated not even putting on here this time. It's not because it's bad, because it's not, the damage is heavy. Plus you also get damage from your normal attack, as long as you don't get hit. The problem is, under this build, your strong attacks don't come back any faster, so the only thing you really have to rely on is your own strong attack recharge link. And though the normal attacks do have decent reach, and under this build they do deal a good amount of damage, you have to be extremely cautious not to get hit. And if you do, you lose 60% of your total damage, and you're still stuck waiting the normal time for your strong attacks to recharge. It'd be one thing if your strong attacks didn't do that much damage and this one completely changed it, but under the strong attack recharge build, they do enough damage that you really don't need the extra help from the Aizens. That's not to say that this build won't be useful in certain inheritance zones, but in regular gameplay I'd say the first one is definitely better. Now I'm gonna try to include the auto build. Something I've never actually done before, but I figured autoing is such a big part of the game, and the show is called Full Dive, so why not include it? Now there are many ways to auto with a character. What I'm showing on here is just one of those ways. If you have a full strong attack recharge build on a strong attack recharge character, they're gonna use their strong attacks a lot. And for this character in particular, whose strong attacks have ridiculous range, it basically means that you're gonna clear a quest pretty quickly. That's not to say these characters won't use their normal attack, because again it is autoing, but the AI is likely to use a strong attack if it's available, and under this build it's available a lot. I also included Pupples on this build for those times that the character decides to use the normal attack, since it not only increases the attack but also the stamina. Sure, we do have to sacrifice the focus, but for autoing, having stamina is a bit more important to me, and unless you have her 10-10-10, I would actually do it this way. Nemu also has the luxury of being immune to being frozen, which when autoing can be extremely dangerous. Finally, there's the fact that her special completely revives everyone if they were to die. I know you technically have to click a button to activate this, but doing it at the beginning of a mission will let you rest comfortably for the remainder of it, since it's almost like having 6 characters. As I mentioned, this is not the only build to auto with, but it is a pretty good one if you don't have your link slots maxed out. Finally, we have the PvP build, something she is not equipped to deal with. Now in the past, we have had strong attack recharge characters be really good in PvP, and with a high enough SP, she can actually be fairly decent as well. But one of the biggest problems with this character in PvP is the fact that other characters have barriers, and even if you can get off all your strong attacks at the beginning, all you're really accomplishing is getting rid of the barriers, and you leave yourself open in the rest of the fight. Still, if you can manage to fight characters that don't have barriers, you do stand a chance, and a strong attack damage build is definitely the way to go there. So there you have it, that's the Nemu, a character that I waited for so long and we finally got. I did also get the other 2 from this banner, so expect to see the full dive on those characters as well. And let me know what other characters you want to see in the future.